Welcome to Yas Planter. Today what I want to show you is my collection of lucky bamboo which I've got here right now. Usually lucky bamboo, they are not bamboo at all, they are from Deracaena family. These ones are Deracaena Sandriana. So what I've got here is a couple of different type of lucky bamboo or Deracaena. I have here, let me get the camera more closer, and the one that has got a cut here at the end, usually and they have got a spiral shape or probably the straight shape, and these are usually native to China or Taiwan, and this spiral shape has been given artificially to this beautiful plant. Also I have got this one which are growing tall and taller. They are native to Thailand or Cambodia. They do not have any cut at the end tip of them, so they grow straight away, and usually they are fast growing ones. As you see, these Deracaenas, they are usually grow in the water, as well as you can also grow them in the soil, which I'll be showing you how to grow them in the water or how to grow them in the soil. And I'll be talking about the how to resolve the common issues or to avoid the common issues that usually people get with the Deracaena, like the one I have right here with the getting yellow stems, or how we can basically propagate them or make them survive when it comes to this sort of condition. So that's a quick theory about the lucky bamboo or Deracaena Sandriana. So let's go to my workstation, and I will be talking about a bit more about these beautiful plants. So lucky bamboo, they usually is a kind of plant usually people they give as a gift to each other, or as a based on beautiful occasions. Also is basically a starting point for a growing fresh plants in your home, because they are quite easy to take care and quite easy to maintain them. Today I will be talking about this beautiful one what I got right here. Not beautiful anymore, as there are a lot of rotten stems among this bunch of them. Usually they come in the single stick, which I initially show you. Also they come in the bunch, that bunch of 5 or 10 what I've got here is a 3-layer ones, but it has quite rotten, as you can see. Usually when you come across anything like this, you need to quickly remove the rotten pieces out, because they affect each other, or basically they create bacteria in the water, and through the water the rest of the stems get affected as well. Hardly any one of them going to remain. I'm going to keep hold on to these ones. I might be able to reuse or just plant them in the water, or water propagate them. Maybe there are some hope for me to have some fresh roots coming out from those damaged stems. I'm going to completely take all of these ones out, so then I will be talking a bit more about them to avoid reaching to such stage. Usually the Deracaena Sandriana or these lucky bamboo, they are very sensitive with the water. If in case you buy one of them or you get them as a gift, the first thing what you need to do, if there is a possibility for you to if you're going to grow them into the water, use a clear glass water, so you can see if the water is clean or if the water is dirty. Usually I use some pebbles at the bottom for decoration to make it look beautiful, but clear glass always helps you to know that at what condition it is, or maybe sometime the water level goes down, you can keep on adding water. If there is a possibility for you to initially start with the fresh water, the fresh drinking water, or a filtrated water for this beautiful one, then when you see some new roots are coming across, then you can give the tap water. So the water is the first important element for the Deracenas, because they are very sensitive over the time. When a whole bunch of these plant they be drinking this water, usually there are no much nutrition left in the water in couple of weeks time. So usually every week or every 2 week once, change the water to fresher water. Preferably, as I said, the drinking water, it's going to be perfect for them. If not, the usual tap water also is going to be more than enough for them. So that how is it. I have almost half of these beautiful ones, they are affected and they are damaged, but I'm going to show you exactly how we can recover them or how we can reuse those damaged stem or half damaged stem. As you can see on this one now here, even if I change the water to fresh water, you know, there might not be much hope for these to regrow, because that yellow thing is going to continue and take over the full part of this until it get fully rotten. But always there are some hope for this piece. As you can see at the background, when I have this one, few years ago I had just a piece like this. I dip it in the water and today it's like this, and it's grows so long and so tall. As you can see, one day it was just a single stem like this just a couple of years ago, and now it's growing perfectly and is super healthy. So I'll be telling you exactly how to reuse this damaged stem or semi-damaged stem. I'm gonna take out completely all of the damaged one. As I said, after some time they will take over and the full green part and become all yellow and rotten, and I will be keeping aside all of the fresh one or the good one. My plan is to keep all of these green fresh ones which is still not damaged, to keep them in the water, and those green yellow ones like these ones, I'll showing you how to some of them we can plant them in the soil, and some I will be keeping them in the water. So these are all the good ones that they haven't been affected. From these little ones, this is affected. I'm going to put it aside. I have these ones, and these are going to be okay. So let me put all of these aside and we can start getting to work. Usually when it comes to the lucky bamboo, there are two ways that you can grow them. As I said earlier, you can grow them in the soil. So I have my potting mix here. It's one part of potting soil, one part of sweet sand, and one part of perlite for easy drainage. So what I'm going to do with this one, basically I'm going to start doing some cuttings. Maybe let me choose the one that has got the most horrible condition, maybe this or this one. So if you see those notches here, if you cut right below this notch and you place them in the water, you should be getting some fresh roots coming out in 1 to 2 weeks time. And if you have a damaged part like this, what I have here, I'm gonna cut it, chop it off, and add some candle wax on top of it, so this green piece can continue growing. So let's do that. Let me start with the cut here. Maybe a sharp knife would do better than a scissor. This is how's it. I will continue doing the same with the rest of them. This one, there are some hope. It might grow again. This one completely damaged from the bottom to the top, so no hope at all. I'm going to keep it aside. If you see the stems are soft, so don't even waste your time and give a try with it, because there are no hope going to be for the fresh roots to come out, or they're not going to grow. So don't waste your energy on those ones. Or if there's something that they are too yellow, like this one is a rich yellow, means less likely there is a hope that for this beautiful plant to grow some roots or grow new leaves. So let me cut off this as well. This one I'm going to give a try in the soil. I'm hoping for some new leaves to come out. I don't see a deep damage still on the stem, so I'll keep that aside as well. This one too is going to do fine. I'm sure there is no deep damage on it. I'm going to keep it aside. These two also, there might be some hopes if I keep eye on them and keep monitoring them. I'll keep them aside. This one I'm going to cut it from down because the down is rotten and it's soft and it's kind of damaged, so I'm going to chop it off. There we go. And this one, no hope at all. There's not much things left, but this piece I'm going to give it a try. Maybe some new roots comes out. The rest, all of them, no point to have them. You can just throw them away. So having said about these beautiful lucky bamboos and how they came to this stage of getting damaged like this, as I mentioned earlier, they require quite clean and fresh water every 1 week or every 10 days. So if you water them with a fresh drinking water or filtered water, change that water even every 2 weeks. If you're going to give them a tap water, you need to change the water every 1 week, because there are usually no more nutrition will be left in the water for this beautiful plant to take the food from. If it's a single stem, usually of course the water consumption or the nutrition consumption could be much lesser, so they can sustain more. But if there's a bunch of them like this in the water, of course the nutrition is going to go finish very fast. So that's what they become to these situations. The weaker one, they start getting rotten, or the older stems, they start getting rotten. As you can see, most of the taller ones has got rotten, not the shorter one, because usually the shorter one, they are usually more younger and they grow even bigger, but the taller stems usually they are lesser strong and they get rotten fast. So water is the main element in keeping lucky bamboos surviving or thriving. So what I'll be showing you next is how to wax over those chopped pieces that I showed you already how to do so. Any kind of candle wax going to do that, so I'm going to use this piece to take some wax over these ones, or maybe just dipping the thing itself in it. Yeah, let it dry. Maybe as you might need to do second or third layer. Sometimes the single layer is not enough, so you might need to do multiple layers. Just let it hold some wax. So as soon as the wax is there, it avoid rotting anything further. Also it let the new leaves to grow, where you have those notches. That's all. I have one here. This one is a bit difficult for me to dip it, as it has a long leaf here. Yeah, so this one is perfect. Actually, it's perfectly been done. So you need quite a good layer of wax on the top to avoid rotting or getting sick. Let me repeat that with those two as well. After I do this waxing, I will be showing you how to plant them into soil and also in the water, which both ways are quite easy and everyone can do at home. That's all what I have got right now. So I have changed the water in these glass vase. I have washed the stones to have a much more fresher water. I have decided to put this bunch into this vase, so I will place them. Maybe the vase is quite big for them. As how you wish, you can always change them into a smaller vase or to whichever vase you are comfortable with. Always for you to initially start with the lucky bamboo, my advice to you is that to always start with the single stems or 2 stems or 3 stems, because they require less maintenance, less of changing the water, you know, and less of basically water consumption. But if you have a bunch of them, usually you have to keep eye on them every 4 days, every 5 days. Sometimes the water gets drained, which is quite good sign, the water to get drained on its own, so you will be able to put a fresh water in it. But it's always, you know, good to start with the smaller group or a small bunch of the lucky bamboo. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one into this small glass that I have here. I'll add some pebbles at the bottom just to make it look beautiful, and adding some fresh water. And then the rest of the stems that I have, I want to place them into the soil, which I'll be showing you how to do that. The main reason why I have separated them, you know, these are the, I can say maybe a sick ones, which they are not quite healthy, so I wanted to keep them separate, so not to affect the rest of the stems. Even this one, I guess maybe I need to keep it here as well, because it doesn't look like too healthy. Yeah, so just to separate them, and I'll see how the growth is going to go in the next few days to see if any new roots coming out. Usually the roots are quite strong, you know, they get around these pebbles, and sometimes they reach to the bottom of the glass. So then what I want to do now, I want to plant these ones into potting soil. What I have my potting mix here, I'll also add the potting mix into the comments below, so you can refer to it. It's 2 part potting soil, 1 part sweet sand, and 1 part of perlite. The sands and the perlites are initially important because the sand and the perlite both helps easy drainage. I have a couple of plastic pots here with a good drainage at the bottom. I love to add some pebbles or maybe some hydro stone at the bottom. It helps absorb the water and control the watering system for the Deracaena. Then I will add some of my potting mix here. You do not need to compress the soil much, because if you compress it, usually the water won't drain easily and again will create rotten roots. One quick thing that I want to add for you guys, when you want to plant these ones into the soil, you make sure you have quite good you know, rooting system here. You see the roots now, I can see there are some green roots which they are very fresh ones, and those brownish or yellowish roots, they are all one. But overall you need a great rooting system so they can quickly develop in this potting mix. So I'll make a couple of holes with my finger. I will place 3 of them in here. While you're placing them, be careful not to harm the roots. Another good thing about having the sweet sand in the soil mix, it also helps the plant to stay steady as it is. You see, this is because of the help of sweet sand. If you have your plant, usually for all natural plants, if you have the plants is quite heavy and the normal potting mix that you have is not going to handle the weight, you can add some sweet sand in it to keep it steady and stable. And I will add one more here. Yes, that's all. I'll add a little bit more potting mix around it. And usually you water them every 1 week or every 10 days until the upper part of the soil is dry. You can give a little bit of water to it. That's it for this one. I'm going to continue the same for the rest of them as well. Adding some hydrostones. There we go. When you're going to add your sweet sand into the soil and perlite, if the sand is wet, is always easier and doesn't create so much dust while you're working with the gardening or planting. So keep your little bit moist on your sweet sand to avoid having so dust around your working area, or if you're working indoor, not to make your little home so dirty. So this is also some quick tip from my experience while I work, because mainly I work indoor with having almost 48 to 50 degree outside, 48 to 50 degrees Celsius actually outside. It will be very difficult for me to work in the balcony. So that's all it. Adding a little bit more potting mix around it. Why I say potting mix means it's a mix of different compounds. When I say potting soil, it's just a normal potting soil that we are talking about. So be sure that you are preparing a proper potting mix for every plant that you have got at home. Right potting mix always helps plant to grow faster and grow rapidly without having any disease or any bacteria growing at the bottom of the roots. I'm going to add some more pebbles around, some decorative pebbles to make it look even beautiful. I have these ones, I will use around this. Yeah, it even looks much more better. That's how easy it is. And I will use these black pebbles around these ones. Using black pebbles or darker color pebbles is always good to do for decoration, because they don't get dirty very fast, or they don't look that they are dirty because they are black. Usually white pebbles, they usually turn brown or yellow very fast because of the soil color. Yeah, that's all it. They are quite looking beautiful, looking natural and fresh. I'm sure in the next few weeks I'll be having some new leaves coming out, and I have this little one even. I really don't want to throw neither those beautiful lucky bamboo, which they are very low chance to survive, but I'm going to just give it a try. And I don't want to even throw this plastic pot that I have. so I'm going to just give it a try a little bit with these ones as well. Maybe this one, and let me see in the next few days what do I get from these two little pieces. Yeah, that's all it. Thank you very much for watching. That's quite great working along with the fresh plants, and hope you like this video. I hope this has been useful to you. Have a wonderful time and see you next time.